At the bus rally, we focus on the encouraging, what the things that are good that are happening, and working through if something has happened on the route that is discouraging. Let's focus on what God is doing that is good, that is encouraging, and the blessings far outweigh the discouragement.
Welcome to another edition of Maverick University. I'm your host, David Hallberg. Joining me today is Brother Alan Miller. Brother Alan Miller is a graduate of Providence Baptist College and is an assistant pastor in Faith Baptist Church in Bourbonnais, Illinois for the past 3.5, 4 years. Brother Alan,
that's right.
We thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be here.
You're a graduate of what year? I forget.
2010.
2010. Okay, so you were a freshman when I was a junior in college,
Yes.
and we were roommates.
Yes,
and have a lot of
good times.
A lot of good memories and things like that. And obviously, ministry and time separates us, so we do get to catch up every once in a while. And this is one of those times as you get to preach chapel for us. So,
yes, sir. It's really fun. Really good to be here.
Could you give us a brief description of some of your responsibilities there, and then we'll launch into our topic for the day.
So, assistant pastor. So, anything the pastor Angel needs done. The soul winning ministry. So. Heading up ladies soul winning, men's soul winning, and then the bus ministry. Just a general assistant pastor. We have our Sunday school ministry. I help out helping pastor oversee the Sunday school.
Okay.
And so, those are my basic areas of responsibility.
Okay. So what we're talking about today is the bus ministry in particular.
Yes.
And as a bus ministry director, some things that you found to be helpful and effective in helping the bus ministry to run as smoothly as possible. You talked about some kind of a bus ministry seminar. What do you call it?
Yes, bus rally.
A bus rally, okay.
So something that we've done the last 4 years that's been a big encouragement to our bus workers is the annual bus rally. And we try to do that to encourage our bus workers, and we also try to do that to recruit new bus workers and then to challenge the bus workers. We try to have the bus rally right before either our spring program or our fall program.
Okay.
And it's just a good time to put the bus ministry, kind of bring it before the church. And if there's new people in the church that want to learn about the bus ministry or maybe become a bus worker, they can get engaged, learn about it, and then encourage our bus workers.
So this rally is not just simply for the bus workers. This is done in the regular church service time on a Sunday night, or
so we promote it. We promote it for several weeks in advance, and then we have it on a Saturday.
Okay.
We do it on a Saturday afternoon. The rally itself is an hour and a half. It's from 4 to 5:30, and then we do a meal for all of our bus workers right after the rally.
Okay.
So it's open to any church member that wants to come, and it's a good opportunity for the bus workers, primarily to encourage them. There are certainly our bus workers feel like it's a blessing to be in the bus ministry. Our church family loves the bus riders, and it is a challenging ministry to be in. It's probably the most challenging ministry to serve in as far as the amount of time and the amount of effort and the amount of, our pastor is aware of that. We're aware of that as a church, that it takes a lot of dedication to be a bus worker. So it's really helpful for them to have something special that they can look forward to, have a special service, a special meal. It's a way that our church can say thank you to the bus workers. We don't charge anything for the meal, and so they appreciate that. They appreciate having a service, and one of the things that has been a blessing at the bus rally is it allows the bus captains, if they need another worker on their bus, they can go out to somebody in the church family and say, hey, why don't you come to the rally this Saturday and come and learn more about the bus ministry. I'd like you to pray about being a worker on my bus. So we use it as a recruiting tool.
Nice.
We just had our rally a couple of weeks ago, and I think we probably had 4 people at the rally that are newer to our church, that have never ridden on a bus. Like they've never been a part of a church that's had a bus ministry.
Yeah, they're like, what is bus ministry all about?
Yeah, they're kind of learning what it's about, what the different needs are. We have 2 of our bus routes right now where the captain is captaining the kids, but he is also driving the bus.
Oh, that's
So
challenging.
we're working on recruiting a couple of drivers. And I think in every bus ministry, there's probably always a need. We always need new workers. But it was really, I think the Lord really blessed at the rally and used it to encourage folks. A couple of guys that we've been working on to become new drivers, to be either a substitute driver or to become a driver. They came to the rally and they were encouraged. One man came up to me after the rally and said that he feels like the Lord is calling him to be a bus driver.
Okay.
And so I'm praying that he will follow through with that. That was really exciting.
Yeah.
And he actually was a bus kid at our church probably 30 years ago.
Wow.
He came on the bus week after week. I think he got kicked off the bus at least 3 or 4 times for behavior issues.
Yeah.
But we would always let him back in. But
so what you're saying, there is still hope for those kids.
Yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah.
That's incredible.
Now he's faithful in our church. His kids go to the Christian school, and he and his family. And so that's a blessing. So he's one of the ones that really responded at the rally of, hey, I'd like to be a bus driver. I'd like to get involved in that. So in the next couple of months, I'll be getting with him and talking about how he can, take that step. Another lady who is new in our church came to the rally, and she is praying about being a worker on our newest route. We started a route in a small town of Moments back in October.
Okay.
And so, and that's actually another exciting story about the bus rally. So at the bus rally, part of it is preaching and challenging our bus workers to do more, challenging folks that are not in the bus ministry to get in the bus ministry. And last October at our fall bus rally, there was a lady who actually didn't make it to the rally, but she was in church the next day, and the evangelist that preached at the rally preached our Sunday night church service.
Okay.
And he was preaching, and his testimony, the evangelist that we had was Eric Ramos, and his family was reached through the bus ministry.
Wow.
His sisters started riding a church bus in Gary, Indiana, started going to church on Sunday. Then the mom started coming to church. She got saved. Then he got saved. Years and years later, his dad got saved. And so their whole family was reached primarily through the bus ministry. So Sunday night he was preaching, and he was preaching from 1 Samuel 17. He was talking about David running to face the giant, David running to serve, running to get involved, running to do something for his generation. And a lady in the church that was in that service that Sunday night, she called me, or she sent me a text message, and she said, hey, Brother Alan, the Lord's stirring up my heart to start a bus route. And so Pastor gave the green light for us to start that route, and so that was a blessing. And so
wow, praise the
that
Lord.
wasn't, she didn't make it to the rally, but having that guest speaker there, having that emphasis, the Lord used the whole weekend to stir up her heart. And I think God had already been dealing with her to start a bus route like months and months prior. But it just kind of fanned that flame, having that emphasis.
It's that little nudge she needed.
Yeah. And so it's been a blessing to see, and that is a bus route in a small town. I think the town has about 4,000 people, and but a lot of door knocking. We went through the town, knocked doors, but it's been encouraging to see children come to church on that bus and get saved. This past Sunday, I think 13 riders came in, for that.
That's good for a new route. That's excellent.
So, and there was an adult lady in church that has been saved, and she was reached through that route. So the Lord has used the bus rally to be a blessing, to be an encouragement, and it's been a help. I think it's something that it's a helpful tool, to have.
Well, like you said, the bus ministry certainly is a thankless ministry. It's not like you get the pat on the back every week. The kids aren't necessarily appreciative all the time, and many are, of course.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a little bit of a time where your bus workers can get a little pat on the back, and a little thank you, a little recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're right, it is so much more work than I would say all other ministries of the church.
Yeah.
It's not just a Sunday thing. It's Saturday visitation, encouraging, discipling, recruiting more writers, then obviously Sunday in the morning, during church, after church. It's a lot. And then besides that, you're trying to recruit new writers. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the encouraging of the existing bus workers, because obviously you do a lot of work to recruit new ones, and it would be a shame for you to lose existing ones through discouragement. What are some things that bus workers can get discouraged about, or what are you trying to use to motivate them?
Yeah, so it's easy for a situation to happen to a bus worker or a bus captain that can be a discouraging situation, and it's just like anything. When something discouraging happens, if we focus on that discouraging thing, it can be disheartening. We had a teenager. This is a little over a year ago, who was a bus rider, very influential. She was related to 7 other stops on the route. She was cousins with 7 other stops. So she literally was related to about 20 of the bus riders. And she was starting fights. She was trying to start fights at church. Well, we caught her, and we had to suspend her. So we talked to her. We talked to her mom. And when that happened, she discouraged her cousins from coming to church. And that route went from 28 on one Sunday to 4 the next Sunday. And so when something like that happens, that can be discouraging for a bus captain or bus workers. But at the bus rally, we focus on the encouraging, what the things that are good that are happening, and working through if something has happened on the route that is discouraging. Let's focus on what God is doing that is good, that is encouraging, and the blessings far outweigh the discouragement. And that captain, I am very thankful for the bus workers at our church. Our bus workers, they love the bus ministry, they love the Lord, they're faithful. That captain stuck with it through a discouraging time, and I think he had 26 on his route this past Sunday, so praise the Lord for that. Yeah. He had 3 visitors, 2 brothers and a cousin that came for the first time, and all 3 of them got saved on
praise
Sunday.
The Lord.
So, but he stuck with it. He worked through, and bus workers have to work through those discouraging times, and they have to focus on the riders that are coming, that love God, that want to grow, and so it's been a blessing. I appreciate that bus captain, Brother Harold, sticking with it and not giving up, and the Lord helped him to rebuild his route. And so, but there's several things that we do at the rally that we try to specifically do to encourage the bus workers. We started off with, we try to have music that pertains to the bus ministry. So our opening song was Bring Them In, but instead of Bring Them In, we sing Bus Them In.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
yeah.
We have fun.
Perfect.
We have fun with that. And then we have the special music. We try to find a song that pertains to the bus route. We actually, for next year's bus rally, we're planning on using Cassie Deal's song.
Absolutely, it's a great song.
Yes. They Need Jesus, I think is the name of the song. Yeah. So this year we had a song, The Unsung Heroes, and one of the verses in the song is about a bus worker who is kind of an unseen hero or unknown hero, but yet God knows what the bus worker is doing. One of our bus kids that has come up in the church is now an adult in Bible college. His name is Ray. He came back for the rally and he sang that song. Oh, wow. So that's encouraging. So we try to have some bus riders give testimonies that are living for the Lord, that are doing right. And so by Ray coming back and singing, that was a big encouragement to all of our bus workers. Our youth pastor, Brother Andrew Reardon, is very gifted with media, and so he makes a video, and we'll interview some of our bus captains and talk to them. This year, our bus rally's theme was families reaching families, and so the whole emphasis is on serving in the bus ministry as a family, and then trying to reach not only the kids, but the parents, trying to reach a whole family. And so we had 3 of the bus captains that were interviewed, and all 3 of those captains have the experience of doing the bus route as a family, doing it as a family. So that video is very encouraging. That's an encouraging avenue to use.
Yes.
Brother Andrew had music that went along with the video. So it was really a blessing. We had one of our high school students, Timmy, give a testimony at the rally. Timmy started riding the bus when he was 3 years old.
Wow.
And Brother Luke Angel's bus. And Brother Luke was a big encouragement to Timmy, brought him to church every Sunday on the bus. And then he switched bus captains when he was in 7th grade, he started being a bus worker. And the Lord opened the door for him to go to our Christian school. So he's in the Christian school. So he actually won a medallion at convention for being a bus worker and for being a bus worker 52 weeks in a row.
Wow, yeah.
So he was excited about that.
That's awesome.
So he gave a testimony, and Timmy loves the Lord. He learned he learned the gospel. He was saved at church through the bus ministry, was baptized. He learned the basics of the Christian life. Now he's a bus worker. And so it was really encouraging to hear him talk about the people at our church that have loved him, his bus captains, his youth pastor, his bus workers. And so that's been a blessing. And our pastor, Pastor Angel, loves the bus ministry, and he loves the bus riders. He gets to know several of them by name, gets to know the parents, and I'm really thankful that he allows us to have the rally. So it's a blessing.
Well, you were talking about discouragement, and we got to close in just a minute, but you're talking about discouragement and how, bus workers can be discouraged. And I know that, it can be a bad thing, discouragement, but at least it's a sign that your bus workers care enough to be discouraged. When something like that happens, at least they have a burden for people enough to care, enough to be discouraged or to be disappointed. And a bus rally like this is perfect for a little pick-me-up and just a little shot in the arm. Are there any practical instructions that you tend to give to your bus workers at a bus rally like this that, hey, here's some things that I've seen that need correction? What are some common things that need to be always harped on?
So the preaching at the rally, the preacher preaches along the lines of the bus ministry. So this year our theme was families reaching families. So he preached about how you can minister as a family in the bus ministry and how and the goal of reaching the whole family. So he preached on a lot of practical things for the bus workers that were really helpful. And it was really a blessing. We're trying to encourage folks as much as possible. When you have a dad and their teenager going bus calling together, or you have a dad driving the bus and one of their children is the runner or one of the workers on the bus, when a dad is a captain and his family, any way that the family can work together in the bus ministry, that's what we preached on. That's what our evangelist preached on this year. And I really think God used the message. And we just try to emphasize that the blessings, there are so many blessings in the bus ministry. It is still one of the most effective ways to reach young people and families. This past Sunday, on Sunday morning, there were 7 children that rode the buses, the morning buses for the first time, and 7 of them accepted Christ as their Savior, were saved.
Amen.
In the afternoon, there were 7 more children that accepted Christ. So this past weekend, there were 16 individuals that came to our church for the very first time, and out of the 16, 14 of them were saved. And I praise the Lord for that and thank God for that. And I'm thankful that our church has a bus ministry. I'm thankful for our bus workers, and they do a great job every week. And so the bus rally has just been, hopefully, a little spark of encouragement. And we talk about, one of the things we do in the rally is we have each route stand up. We've done this several times, and we'll tell how many rides has that bus given to church over the past year. And it's encouraging because a bus route's like, wow, I didn't, but one bus route literally gives hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rides to church in 1 year. Or encourage them with the thought of how many children have been saved, how many children have heard the gospel and gotten saved. There was a family that was reached in the fall, and they're still coming to our church. One of the bus drivers, Brother Dan, was out knocking doors on a Saturday, trying to recruit new riders. He met a man and went through the plan of salvation with him, led him to the Lord. The children, came on the bus, came to junior church. They've been saved. So far, there's been 4 family members that have been saved and baptized from that family and and one of their relatives. So it's been a blessing, and and so at the rally, we talk about that. Hey, God is doing good things. Stick with it. Don't give up. The bus ministry is worth it. Kids are getting saved. Lives are being changed, and so it's been an encouragement. We have a meal after the rally, and we had Italian beef sandwiches.
That's good.
Potato chips. We had ice cream, so we try to have a good time of fellowship, and it was good. So that may be something that would be, an encouraging thing if another church feels led to do that. Maybe it's just something to encourage the bus workers, and recruit some new workers in the bus ministry.
We appreciate this valuable information. Hopefully this will be an encouragement to a lot of bus workers out there, of course to other bus directors, and how they could encourage their workers and routes to flourish and do better and do more things for Christ, and families to reach other families for Jesus. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And if you want to check out our other episodes on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, we're on the audio-only platforms as well, so make sure you subscribe there as well. Thank you so much for joining us.